Hey, what's up, you guys? We're here after UFC 291. I have no idea what to say. I just watched the last fight and experienced it, so I'll tell you how that ended in a minute. But talk about dramatic. So the first fight, the main event, was Kevin Holland and Michael Chiesa. Early start, things weren't too fast paced. Things were too fast paced. But then Kevin started to put the pace on a little, and every time that he came close or he threw a punch, every single time Michael Chiesa would duck down. Every time he'd duck down and try and grapple or what. It was so readable, and I said that he's gonna start chucking knees if that happens, and he did. He started throwing uppercuts, and then eventually he got him with one of these. And he got him in a choke, which fair play to his jiu-jitsu, it helped him out there. I mean, there wasn't much to that fight, it didn't last long. It was just Michael Chiesa just needs to not react the way he does when he gets punched. His wrestling's good, but I did notice that there seemed to be a bit of a more of a strength factor in Kevin Holland's side. When the fight was going to like clinch grapples in the cage and stuff, he was just throwing him a bit. But yeah, that was pretty much the simplest thing with that there fight. There wasn't much to it. Then the one after that, of course, was Tony Ferguson versus Bobby Green. Traumatic, well, that's to say the least. You ever wonder, you always wonder, when does a fighter break? Tony broke when he fought Justin Gaethje, and as much as I hate to say it, he did, because he did not look anything like he used to. He cannot take a strike, not in the sense where he's no chin. I mean, in the sense where, in Michael Chiesa's case, where he just does weird stuff the minute he gets punched. He tries stuff to get away from it that are not what you do in modern MMA. Tony's way is hopping away, like nearly bouncing like a bunny, and then he started to put on pressure. He started to figure out he was losing it, because he did drop Bobby in the first round. He did drop him with a jab. Right, so he could say that he won the first round, but then Bobby just was pacing him out, because Tony was like trying to find his range and stuff, and he wasn't throwing enough leg kicks, and he was doing that. And he was just slow. Bobby was just like bam, away, jab away, and jab right hand away, just like. And Tony was just sitting there and trying to chase, trying to like kind of find his way, and then towards the end, he started to put pressure on. He started to put pressure on at the end of the second round. He started to put pressure on. He started to do quite well, and I think that was at the end of the second round. He started to like clip him a wee bit, and up against he was like trying to Alex Pereira him. He was trying to put him up against the cage, and that was a good idea. Then the third round came, and he tried it, and he was just not throwing when he should have thrown. He wasn't like, look, I'm possibly 2 rounds down. I need to go and attack here. I need to win this. I could retire if I don't. No, he just went, I can't get him. I can't get him. I know it's hard, and he's constantly trying and find his way to him, but you can't. You just have to keep on putting pressure, because that's whenever he's finding the shots, and he wasn't finding them because he wasn't doing that. Then eventually he tried takedown and whatnot, and then eventually Bobby Green got him to the ground, and he's on top, and he submits him. He gets into side control, gets the arm, gets him in the choke. No, he actually, is it half guard he was in, and he pushed around. Like, Tony's jiu-jitsu game non-existent in that fight. He did not have any concept of jiu-jitsu. He didn't stop anything. He looked like he was Paul Rosas Jr. Right, that's who he looked like. So he's definitely done. He will not win a fight. If he does, it'll have to be against someone really bad, because he rolled. Bobby Green tried to take him down. He had it back, and Tony rolled. You want to know why he rolled? He practically, when you roll, you do this. Tony went, boom. That's what he went. He done like a fucking hop. That's what he done. Right. And never mind, the speed of a roll is usually that. His was You know, like, back in the day, at least when he rolled away from Anthony Pettis, it was a little quick. I don't know what he was doing there. He's just rolling really slowly, and it was like the most obvious thing. And you're like, okay, go hit him then. He did, and he beat him. And there's nothing else to that. That was just again simple fight. It was just annoying. Derek Lewis versus Dilemma, or the Dilemma, as I say. Well, it turns out Derek Lewis once his ancestors once studied with Masvidal's because he just flying need Dilemma into a new dimension. Well, new dimension. I mean, he need him to the floor, and then ground and pounded him. Literally, the first ran in, flying need him. He fell to the ground and pound from there, and that was it. Just what can I say? He just ground and pounded him, and that was it. Yeah, Dan. Yeah, Dan. This is how quick these are. This is great. I'm just trying to have to remember the pattern. Alex versus Jan Blachowicz. I said Jan will win if he dominates Alex Pereira in the ground. Because if he hasn't, because if he has improved a lot, the way he was against Adesanya, you would have to improve a lot to do well on the ground with Jan. He done it. He done exactly what he needed to do. He impressed me. I doubted him, and I've now know not to doubt him because his groundwork was good, and he done his job. He done exactly what he needed to do, and he put pressure on Jan. And you don't understand how much power Pereira has until you see him jiggle like Izzy jiggles when he hits him. Right? Jan was like, oh, I don't want that. Jan was moving a bit whenever if that left hand he loaded up, but Pereira needed to watch because he started to catch on, and you could see that Pereira was a bit more patient because the last fight he got knocked out. He was a bit more patient. Everyone was like faking it and then doing it once and then seeing what he does. And does he come back? Does he counter? Boom! Then again, he done really well. And groundwork, he did get pummeled for the first round. He get took down, and that was it. But he didn't advance. If you know what I mean, like he stayed in the same place, but he needs to watch the defender's chin because he defended it barely. I was really worried. I thought this would go for finishing the first round. It's going to be easy work for Jan, but he defended and he stayed in his position. And then when he went to the corner, Glover said, "You need to start getting up from that. You need to start attacking and getting up." And he did. He started doing that, and he started getting up. And Jan started getting really tired. And that's the strange thing about Pereira because he kind of walks tiredly. He walks when he fights. Jan doesn't, so Jan's not used to that. When that's Alex Pereira's game. It's walking in the octagon. That's not Jan's. He's used to being fast, so he's tired, and Pereira's just picking him apart a little. But he does need to watch in his next fights because he was accessible. Pereira was accessible on the feet. I know he's a big cheesy striker, and everyone's saying take him to the ground. But if someone big lands a good shot on his chin, I think anyone can go down. Yeah, which brings us to our next fight. What the fuck? Out of nowhere, Justin Gaethje finishes. Oh, by the way, Alex Pereira won by decision, just in case. Dustin Poirier versus Gaethje. Yeah, Justin Gaethje won by KO, head kick. Leon Edwards style. First round was a Gaethje round. He just looked cleaner. He just got his range, and the shots he was landing were bigger. And Dustin wasn't able to put his pressure on as much. But just yet, because Gaethje was being careful, he wasn't using his stamina too much, and he was going for Poirier's body shots a lot. And he was kicking in the legs with the lead leg, surprisingly, to hide the kick more. He got caught, but he still wanted to do the leg damage because he knew it was open, so he started chucking the leg a lot. The lead leg, which was good to see because it was confusing Poirier a bit. It was affecting. It was like another thing to worry about. And they were striking, and then Poirier clipped Gaethje in the first round, and I thought it could have been a Poirier round because of that, because he started to bleed too. So I thought, it could be a Poirier round because of that. But But then came on to the second round, and they both seemed, Gaethje seemed to be unloading a bit more, and I was getting worried, and I was saying, Gaethje needs to calm down, he needs to be careful, he doesn't want to waste his stamina against Poirier like the same time. And then Poirier starts coming back to a bit, and then Gaethje kind of calms down a wee bit, and blah blah blah. Alright, and then I'm looking at chat and just seeing if anyone's message, and like, no. Then I look back, and all I see is this foot glide across my screen. And all I see is Poirier's body just fly dead, stone cold dead. Justin Gaethje threw one other right hand, and that was it. It was clean. It was so clean. It was Leon Edwards clean. It was, watch it. It was clean as day, and you know it was awesome to watch. It was so cool to watch. It was really cool to experience, and you know, Poirier has had weakness in the chin. Like, nobody's invincible. It was a good kick. His hands were so close to it, though. It's just where his hands were here. Whenever he was trying to get them up there, he just missed it by a millisecond. It was perfect. And when I seen it, I says, that is the best thing you could have threw, because I thought you were going to do that too. You always think every time Justin Gaethje, it was a jab, right, and then Poirier jab, and he expected the counter. And what does Justin Gaethje always do? The minute you strike with him, he strikes back with something big. So he does the right hand. Poirier glances back, pivots back a bit to get away from it, and by the time he puts his hand there, the kick's already there, hidden, pure hidden. And out of instinct, Poirier was going to do the right thing anyway. It was just a bit too late. So I mean, fantastic work by Justin. I mean, people lost a lot of bets on that. Let's be honest, people lost a lot of bets. They bet against him hard. Yeah, here's some 62% against Poirier, highest significant strike accuracy. He landed 62% of his strikes, his significant strikes. You know, yeah. He did look so good. He looked crisp. He looked crispy, and he did look better than Poirier for a lot of it. So he did, and he had heavier hands, so it was more effective. But I feel like Poirier could have started catching up there if Gaethje really did start unloading, because he did clip him in that first round, and Gaethje's chin can cause problems. You know, it could be like the last fight. But yeah, I'm just going to keep it simple. Thank you for watching. Just my quick description of the fight. All the fights. I was just being really quick with it because I need to go to bed. Yeah, fuck you. So thank you for watching. Have a great day, night, or whatever time it is there for you, and I shall see you in the next one.